What's up guys, welcome back. Today we're going to go over Jacob's first time sparring Muay Thai rules. I don't think he's ever thrown or blocked a kick before, so the first thing we go over is the stance. The Thai boxer style stance is far different than like a boxing stance. The Thai boxers stand much more narrow and they're constantly bouncing and lifting their feet in a rhythm to be ready to check kicks. This is one reason that Muay Thai doesn't translate straight over to MMA. In MMA you need a wider base so you can be ready to sprawl and defend takedowns. So here you can see me showing him how to block kicks. The most basic way is to just pull your leg that is on the same side as your opponent is kicking from, straight up to your elbow. The goal is to protect from your ear to your waist with the forearm and your legs with the shin. Most people want to avoid getting kicked in the shin, but for Muay Thai it's far better than getting kicked anywhere else. Obviously the best option is to get out of the way, but if you don't have time, the next best practice is to protect soft tissue like thighs, abs, back, and also protect your head. Eventually your shins will get used to the contact and it stops hurting when you check kicks. In this next clip, I show Jacob what is called long guard in Muay Thai. When you are within reach of your opponent, an effective strategy is to extend your hands toward them. Make sure to keep your hands and shoulders high so you're able to block shots to the head. Once you extend into long guard, you want to start hand fighting or trying to control his hands and arms or head. The most basic way to do this is called overhook and underhook. This means you simply control one side of his body from over the top of his arms and shoulders and the other side of his body from underhooking them underneath and around his arms and shoulder. Push up with the underhook and pull down with the overhook. This gives you more leverage with less effort. You aren't trying to throw your opponent to the ground, you just want to get them off balance and create an opening in their guard so you can land a shot that they won't be able to block. In Muay Thai this is usually a knee and they are devastating. I want to point out a few rules within Muay Thai and sparring in general. As you can see me demonstrating on the video, hip throws are not allowed in Muay Thai. In fact, any sweep where you step behind the opponent is generally not allowed. You may be able to get away with it once, but after that the ref will deduct a point and you don't want that. Now, when I'm sparring, I have a few personal rules I stick to for safety. First, I always mimic the intensity of my opponent. I let them dictate the pace. Never walk into a gym to spar trying to beat people up. It's a douchebag thing to do. However, I'm not saying let people hurt you. If they turn up the intensity, you match it. You're sparring to practice and learn, not to win. The second rule is practice landing knees on your opponent using the inside of your knee, not the point. This is because they hurt like hell. I had a 13-year-old student break my ribs about 2 months ago. I was very proud of her, but that's not the goal of sparring. Here we talk about what will probably be your most effective weapon if used correctly in Muay Thai, which is the roundhouse kick. I am demonstrating with this kick the power that comes from rotating the hip toward your opponent. Very different from, say, karate, where they teach to snap the kick from the knee. We want to start by lifting the knee up, then rotating the hip over towards the target. Then the shin goes in with all your weight behind it. I like to think of the mantra up, over, and in as I do it. As you can see, one hand guards your face and the other goes behind you to provide counter rotation power. There are 3 basic targets for your roundhouse kick in Muay Thai: bringing it down on top of the knee, into the midsection, or to the head. The real target on the last is the base of the neck. This next technique is called a T-bin Thai, or a push kick in English. This is more of a defensive tool, but it can be very painful if you time it correctly and land it in the stomach or the face. The T-forward's very similar to a jab. You stick it out to keep your opponent at range and distract them. You don't have to put a lot of power behind it, but if you land it continuously, it will soften up your opponent and zap their energy. There are 3 main targets for the T: stepping down on the knee as they lift their leg, stabbing in the stomach or the sternum as they charge forward, or splitting the opponent's guard, stomping into their chin. Remember, timing beats speed, and accuracy always beats power. The last technique we'll go over today is catching kicks. Now, catching kicks is not ideal. It usually means the kick landed and you weren't fast enough to block it or get out of the way. So if a kick gets through and lands to your body, catching it can be a good way to counter. You want to make sure whichever hand you catch with, the opposite hand continues to guard your face and your head, because if you are close enough to catch their kick, you are close enough for them to punch you or elbow you. Once you have control of the opponent's leg, there are a few options you can use to land a counterstrike. The first is just like we spoke about earlier with the long guard knees. Simply push or pull them off balance. Stay in range and land a strike in any opening you see as they struggle to regain their balance. Next option is the most obvious. Simply kick the only remaining leg they are standing on and sweep them off of their feet. This is harder than it seems. Your opponent will be able to use your control of their leg as a base to dodge or deflect your sweeping kick. If you try this, I recommend you let go of their leg as you kick, sweep their opposite leg, leaving them nothing to balance on. There are many ways to use catching a kick as an offensive counter, but the technique I like the most is just to charge forward with one glove out pushing on their face and the other glove controlling their leg. If you are in a ring, keep pushing until they hit the ropes. Once the opponent hits the ropes, let go and force them to bounce off the ropes directly into a power shot. This can be a punch or knee or kick, it doesn't matter. The point is making them bounce off the ropes into your strike, making it much more powerful. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone enjoys these sparring breakdowns. We do them every week with different students, and I recommend everyone film their sparring. It's a huge help with fixing your striking technique. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.